Okay, so now that I've had the Z up in the air here for a little bit, waiting for my Y pipe to come in, I decided I'd take on another project that I knew I needed to do. So underneath the Z, this is the engine bay, engine compartment, I guess, if you want to call it, from the underside. You'll see that the tray that goes underneath your engine takes a pretty good beating. This is the original one. Again, this one's filthy, hit all kinds of stuff. You can see that it's cracked, broken. Back here is your spot where your door opens for your oil change, but this shield has definitely seen better days. So I went out and purchased an aluminum tray, a new one off Amazon for about, I think it was about 75 bucks. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this one down and we're gonna replace that new one, and hopefully this thing will look a lot better. Okay, so there's the old cover. Clearly not in very good shape. Here's a look at the new cover. 2 pieces. Comes with a bag of hardware with all kinds of various connectors. So we're gonna go in there and we're gonna install it and we'll give you a look. Okay, so back under the Z here, you see we got some metal clips here, hardware that the original shield screwed into. Those just pop out. It's a little harder. I'm gonna have to pry them with a screwdriver. Pry those out. There are 5 of them. You'll see that mine are in various shapes of condition here. This one's pretty beat up. This one's not too bad. And this one here is okay. The one on the end, not so good. So, various shapes of condition here. Again, from the old shield that, in my case, this front one was actually missing. And then I've just gone around and tightened up some of these missing clips that were gone before with the zip ties for your inner wheel well here, your splash guards inside the wheels. We'll go ahead and we'll tighten those up over there on that side later. The new kit comes with multiple new clips. So you're just going to take one of these new clips and you're going to put it up in the hole and you're going to pop it in place like so, and you'll do that all the way around in various different locations with the screw side up, and you'll pop that on there, and you'll go over here and you'll do the same thing, and hopefully the new clip will help hold that broken plastic in place. And here on this side, where we have some damage, again, broken off pretty bad, we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. And we're gonna hope that the plastic that remains and the screw and the washer and all the various pieces of hardware that come with the new one will help hold that in place. So clips are all in place. Go around. One more over here. Which I will replace. And then they come with these screws here, which will hold the new sheet in place. So I'm going to get that front piece and screw it in and show you what that looks like. Okay, so I put the front piece on. I finger tightened all the bolts, moved the clips around. As I tighten these up, they're actually gonna provide enough pressure to hold them in place on the old front lip that was there. So I think even those cracked ones, I think they'll be okay. Now I'm gonna work on connecting this back panel to these. There's 4 screws on this one, or 4 holes on this one, that we connect the back panel to, and I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to come back here behind where your oil filter is here. Off to the side, you'll see two holes. There's actually three, one here, and then one here, and one here. This one on the inside is where you're going to connect the back part of your shield. There is a screw right here on the front of your shield, actually the back side of your shield. This one here that you see is actually for the door you remove when you need to change oil. So you're just going to take this screw and you're going to put it right there in that hole, and then you'll have the same on the other side. You'll just put that in that hole. And then in the front, where these two shields come together, you'll see these on this hole here. Push your front bumper forward. Those holes line up, and then you're going to take one of the clips that comes from your kit, and you're going to pop that across here, like so. So that lines up, and then you'll be able to take one of the screws and screw that together. Then you'll repeat that on the other side. And when that's together, you'll have this all screwed in on that side and also on this side. And then you have your door, your access door right here that you'll open up for changing the oil. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to connect that, and we'll be back. Okay, so there you go. Everything's screwed in. We got all of our new screws in. Got a nice new panel. Very sturdy. You remove these two screws here to access your oil filter, oil change. Also, much sturdier up front. Much better for the front lip. Yeah, so overall, very good. Relatively simple job. These two here, these holes are already existing in the car, in the Z, so you can just screw back into those. I was missing the screw-in welded piece that goes in there, so I had to fabricate a little bit with a little bit of you know, using some creativity. I was able to get that to stay in. This one screwed right back into the factory hole, but all in all, very impressed. Very solid. Looks much better than that old plastic sheet we had up in here. That one had seen much better days, and cost me about I think $75 or so on Amazon. So if your under tray is also a disaster, I would say go ahead and take a shot, put this thing in. All right, hope you enjoyed. And here's another view from the front. You can see everything's nicely covered. Again, nice aluminum shield. No more hole, no more gap, no more water getting into the engine bay. This rear hole, very convenient for draining the radiator. If you still have to do that, you can still access that hole up in there. Don't know if you'll be able to see it, but up in there you can get into that radiator drain plug if you still need to do that. So again, good investment. A little bit of time, a little bit of money, a little bit of patience.